I scaled my done-for-you agency to over $107,000 a month in cash collected from scratch within a time span of 7 months. And the two things that I was struggling with the most, the moment I was stagnating at 5 to 15K a month, are one of these two things. And I'll guarantee that it's probably a similar case with you right now. So the moment some of you guys, a lot of you guys, probably have decent amount of lead flow coming in, maybe even decent amount of sales coming in, the traffic is accurate, right? You leverage converting mechanisms, you have a proper conversational flow, and it's not really very hard to sign clients, right? And get appointments. So the point is, the moment you acquire these clients accurately and consistently is the moment you hit a certain ceiling. So the moment you get more and more clients, the moment the friction within the fulfillment starts to become more of a big, huge problem. So the problem is, it's not scalable, because the problem you're facing here is every single time you create input within the front end of the business, the back end will become more and more complicated. And at that point, you'll basically spend time, hours and hours working on the fulfillment, right? Which doesn't create you any leverage. We want to drive a Porsche at 21, at 22, at 23. We don't want to be 50 to 70 years old for us to be able to have the ability to buy a Porsche, right? Because business is about two things: money-driven decisions. We want to be able to acquire cash flow quickly. Second thing, we want to be able to remove ourselves as the main character out of the process, which is not possible for a lot of people. I enjoy my life. And the reason why I do is because I have leverage within my business. The things that makes us valuable as entrepreneurs is the ability to create leverage. I'm more valuable as an entrepreneur the moment I make more money, because it's normally expressed within a financial status like factor sequence, right? But probably I did something right the moment I was making $100,000 a month, and most of you guys struggling to scale past 20K a month at the moment, right? So what did I do? One of the problems was you hitting the ceiling, so there's no scalability within the fulfillment, which doesn't allow you to scale. The second problem, and this is a big problem that people struggle with as well, right? The moment you increase the capacity, right, within the front end, more input, is the moment you break the ceiling, the infrastructure with the fulfillment, which allows you to create a complete chaos in the backend. You don't know how to deliver properly. You cannot maintain multiple clients because you don't have an infrastructure that can sustain that. You don't have a model that can sustain that. You get no client results. People are absolutely not happy with the work that you do, and you don't understand how to maintain clients for 6 months, right? Or a year, or 2 years, or 5 years. And as I said, this is one of the biggest problems, guys, because my question was, I asked myself the question, I was doing 15 to 20K a month with my agency, right? With my first 2 months. I scaled to 10K within my first month, and I scaled to 35K within my third month. So I was asking myself, after 90 days, Nick, I'm working 70 hours a week right now, right? I was working 70 hours a week. I had a team of over 11 people, right? Which the majority of that was VAs, right? Because we implemented outbound structures for companies. We've been a complete done-for-you structure, which was completely okay, right? But the amount of hours that I worked in comparison to the amount of money that I make, in comparison to the amount of money I make right now and the amount of hours that I work, was a complete contrast. And the only thing that is different is the actions and decisions I made. And these actions and decisions is something that I will be showing you here in today's video, right? Because the agency model, most of the people leverage a commodity. What does a commodity? What is the definition of a commodity? It's basically replicating the same model and process that everybody else does. So you don't have a unique angle. You don't have a unique pricing structure. You don't have an infrastructure that can sustain bigger levels, which doesn't allow you to scale at all, right? You basically arbitrage labor or time. So what you do is you acquire cash from a certain company, and in exchange back, right? This is the company, this is you, this is whatever, your backend, the service, you know? So these people pay you cash. That goes to you. You pay cash towards fulfilling for the service that they have acquired. So you're basically a lever within the process, right? And the moment you're a lever, there's nothing wrong with being a lever, being a component, right? Which is completely fine. But the moment you're a commodity is the moment you fuck yourself. That's bad. It's very bad to be a commodity. And exactly a year ago, I was making a video about how to combine the agency and coaching model together, in which you structure a proper done with you offer, done for you offer, one-time fee, and a recurring process. So the most important thing to understand is that after this video, you should be able to at least scale past 50K a month, because the entire model and the infrastructure that you built shifts towards the operation that you're running right now, because apparently You would have already been at 50K if you could do it yourself. So that's the reason why I explain you that for free in this video. So the first important and most important thing is that the agency model has 4 main sources. Actually 3. It's an offer, it's direct source of traffic, and it's service delivery. So right now what you're doing is you have an offer, but you really lack a unique angle. So what I mean by that is I guarantee an extra X appointments, clients, listings in Y time. Which is an angle, a messaging angle that 99% of the market uses, right? So how can you separate this offer? How can you create an offer where you can charge more, right? Because you reduce the leverage the moment you're a commodity. The moment you productize your service in the backend and you have an offer that goes in line with the way you structure your backend, you will be able to sell on autopilot to multiple clients. The second thing is pricing, right? 10% reduction in leverage. And the reason why is because you're competing on prices. Oh, you know what? I'm in the roofer niche. How much do you charge? I charge 2K. Oh, you know what? I'm in the realtor niche, by the way. I charge 2K as well. I'm a consultant. I charge 2K. You know, I have a done-for-you appointment setting agency. I charge 2K. Everybody else right now charges 2 to 3K, right? $500 to 3K. Which never allows you to set yourself apart from other people, which is why you compete in pricing. Pricing isn't defined by the amount of resources, time, or money you spent on something. Prices is defined by the amount of value that you can bring a company. So direct source, right? Direct source of traffic, 30% reduction. And the reason why this increases slowly is because it's a lack of margin. The most important thing that I want you to understand right here is you guys cannot scale the infrastructure within the front end because then your backend will crash. Your backend will crash the moment you increase the front end, right? And every single thing, and I'm getting so tired of that, what every single person is thinking about right now, I need more appointments, I need more. No, you don't. You need a better infrastructure that can sustain the backend so you can effortlessly scale the front end. And the way a front end scales is by having a great offer in place, by having the right model in place and the right marketing message in place. The source, the direct traffic source is only the mechanism, the vehicle that will get these people on your calendar, right? But the messaging in your offer, the way you present yourself to the market is the core, the foundation. If that is not set right, you can run as much traffic as you want, but it is not right. You can message as many people as you want, but the moment your conversational flow, the moment your opener, and the moment your follow-up sequence isn't right, you'll never get people to show up. So what are you talking about, right? Lack of margin, right? To afford scale on a sustainable 6-figure a month level and acquire new attention. The cost per call or cost to acquire a customer is completely unimportant the moment you understand the perceived value of the way you want to acquire clients in combination with the increasing the ceiling within the infrastructure. So what I mean by that, guys, is that it really, like, people are so fixated on the fact of, okay, I need to keep my margins low. But the reason why you cannot scale is because, look, you increase the front end, you break the fulfillment. So all your 100% of your attention goes to the fulfillment right now. And the moment 100% of your attention is here, nobody works on the front end. Plus, your clients don't get results. So you get no results, right? No results. You get no clients maintain, right? No new clients. What does that result in? That results exactly into no cash, which means you don't have new capital here. Let's go to this one to spend on increasing the front end, increasing email sequences, spending money on ads, hiring VAs for your cold DM sequence. So you basically stagnate at that point because you don't understand how to increase the ceiling effortlessly. This is exactly why it's so important to have your offer, your pricing, your marketing message, and the way you bring your value, you extract value from the market, you bring your value to the market. That's why that's so important, guys. Because when that standard is good, you can effortlessly increase this structure to profit more from existing clients, clients that you maintain, from new clients, to be able to have more capital to spend on scale. You have more to afford. You have more money that you can afford, right? Towards spending that on scale and new attention, which allows you to optimize the front-end process. And that front-end process now will be optimized because you can scale your fulfillment. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to explain the sequence here, guys, because like people always say, why do I not get appointments? Why do I not understand how to optimize the sequence here? It's because you have a ceiling within the backend. That's why, guys, right? And now hopefully you understand a little bit about why you get these types of result. Means no money, means no more effort into content, into email sequences, into spending money on ads, into cold DMs, which doesn't allow you to scale. But then, right? We just talked about it already. Service delivery, 40% reduction in leverage. Become more sophisticated. Don't sell one thing. You have a lack of scalability because you are a commodity. If you only sell a lead gen service, there's so many people like you then. How can you... Let me explain you this. The thing that is hardest to do is the thing that most don't want to do, which is exactly why you should do it, because that is how you create a unique angle. And the moment you create a unique angle is the moment you get market interest. The moment you get market interest is the moment you get appointments, is the moment you get sales, is the moment you can maintain clients because you have an infrastructure that can sustain that, which we're going to talk about in a bit. So the solution to this is you want to sell multiple components, multiple variables, right? Because the moment you do that is the moment you become more valuable as a service provider, which means more people want you, right? You can have one front-end offer here, right? For example, let me explain you this. The difference between a consulting model and an agency model is one thing. An agency model is a sustainable infrastructure on a recurring basis acquiring cash to provide a service constantly, which means the LTV increases. A consulting model is acquiring a lot of cash in the front end, right? But most of the time, it fluctuates way more. It goes like this. An agency goes like this. It goes up like this. 50K a month. A consulting company goes up like this. 50K, 10K, 20K, 0, 100K, 80K. It goes like this. Ask yourself this question. How many agencies do you know that are doing above $50,000 a month? I can guarantee you cannot name 5 people that run an agency making over 50K a month. I can guarantee that you probably know 5 people running a coaching business, a consulting business, or an info product above $50,000 a month, right? And why is that, guys? Why is this, right? So the moment you scale a consultancy offer, you leverage your personal brand, right? And a personal brand is something that you can leverage within the front end, which normally comes with a pool of users, right? An audience, a pool of users. And these users have an authority that they look up to, and that is you. You are on top. You are the owner of these users. You are the owner of the audience, which means that the moment you speak is the moment people start listening to you, because they are part of your world, right? Which means you create influence. You have influence. The moment authority is being created is the moment you have influence. And when influence is being created, you can get a lot of sales calls out of it. You can get a lot of sales out of it. You can get people to like your YouTube video. You can get people to subscribe on your YouTube channel, right? You can get so many things. Out of your audience, which gives you an insane amount of leverage. So that is the reason why consultants scale so fast. So many coaches can scale to 50K a month in 2 months, right? Because a coaching business makes you rich. An agency model allows you to stay, allows you to become wealthy, allows you to maintain that level of income, right? It's about cash flow, instant. And this is about maintaining that. So how can we leverage them both to create the best structure? Because the biggest problem that most of you guys have is the moment you provide a service towards your clients right now, whether you're in the realtor niche, whether you're in the home improvement niche, you're in the lawyer niche, you're in any niche, right, with your agency, or You provide a service towards coaches, consultants, agency owners, right? You put the responsibility on yourself. And that is one of the worst things that you can do. The moment, you have to see it like this, right? The moment you have an expectation metric, hey, I'm going to provide this for you. 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 And this as well, by the way. Also, I'm going to provide you that one script that I talked about. Also, I'm going to provide you 60 appointments guaranteed. It's an entire list, which allows the prospect here to have a thought of mind of reaching this level, because you as a person will take responsibility over implementing all these actions. So you can solve this problem in two ways, because now you as a person are fucked. The reason why, as a service provider, you're fucked. You have a client, pays you $2,000 a month, which is decent, but not good. And you have a list of responsibilities that you need to fulfill for. And it's only your responsibility to fulfill for these tasks. If one responsibility isn't fulfilled for, you are fucked, and the client is going to ask you, okay, why is this not delivered? Why is this not delivered? Exactly. Why can I charge way more high ticket prices? Why can I charge prices between 7 to 12K? And why don't I have responsibility on myself? So that means that this list is here. The list is there. The list is still there. But the responsibility is now not on me. It's on the client. And exactly that sets a complete different state of mind, right? It creates a different state of mind. So we have two ways we can solve this. The moment you're stuck here right now, you can do two things, right? You can restructure your done for you offer. You can pivot in towards creating a done with you structure, right? Which gives the client more responsibility, because they need to do certain tasks. The second thing is, and this is the part that I really like about this business, because I have clients that have a done for you offer, I have clients that have a hybrid offer, and I have clients that have a done with you offer, right? So one of my clients, Carlos, in the lawyer niche, I scaled him from $0 to $200,000 a month. It's a couple of videos back. You can check the testimonial completely. And the way we did this with Carlos was very interesting. So you have the responsibility. You're basically fucked because you're getting only paid 2K, and you have responsibilities to fulfill for 10 different tasks. And if one is not fulfilled for, this client will not retain because they're not happy with the service. So you set the expectation insanely high, which is completely retarded and stupid, right? Which is exactly why I was stuck at $15,000 a month for so long, right? Which didn't allow me to scale. And which made me feel like, wow, if I have responsibility for one client, imagine me making 10K a month, right? Let's say I make 10K a month right now. 10K a month, wow, that's a lot of money. That's great. But now I have 5 of these components, 5 of these structures, which allows me to make $10,000 a month, but my responsibility is ridiculous. I now need to fulfill for this list of this person specifically, this list for this one. So I need to have a VA on this one that can support this entire. It was a headache. Trust me, the moment I run my agency and it was running at 30K a month, it was a bigger headache than the company that I run right now and the amount of money that I make right now. We collected 140K cash in November, right? Which is ridiculous. But that is because my infrastructure can sustain such levels. So let me explain you how we can solve this, right? You have you and you have the client. So now we have a list of responsibilities, but you don't want this to be completely your responsibility, right? Same as you don't need your client to be fully responsible for these tasks, which is a way better option and way better decision you can make because the expectation setting is completely different. But second thing, what if you built yourself an infrastructure that you can fulfill for clients accurately and consistently? So it delivers the moment an infrastructure is built, is the moment a system is already built for 80% of the time. So an infrastructure could be multiple things, right? Now, when you have an infrastructure built for your clients in the backend, right? And it's 20% personalization. What happens is you will be able to. But first of the time, let me show you this. 2 people. So this is the client, and this is you. So right now, The reason why this works, and this only works when you work in one specific niche. When you work all over around and you target so many different people, it will be harder for you to build an infrastructure that you can replicate for multiple clients, unless you build multiple components. You build 3 infrastructures and not only one. Right? You're going to build 3 infrastructures. So this is the one for one specific niche, another niche, and then another niche. So every single time you onboard a client is the moment you've already 80% of the work done. A go high level snapshot, a go high level infrastructure that you can build completely. You can build an entire outbound campaign. You can train virtual assistants and let one virtual assistant manager manage that entire campaign. You can have cold callers in place. You can have an entire team of cold callers that you can leverage and use for other people's companies. You can build docs, you can build SOPs for them. You can build a systematized automation that gives them more leverage or that does automated follow-ups. You can build so many things. That's the beauty about infrastructures. So now, the moment you onboard a client, you basically have responsibility, which is not a good thing. I was talking about it in the beginning. It's not great to have all the responsibility, but we at least have leverage in the fulfillment because we can replicate one of these infrastructures that we have built to be able to fulfill this for our client right now immediately, right? Plus, it needs around 20% of personalization. But now, you took literally 4/5 of the workload off your shoulders, which is built into an ecosystem, into a system that you can replicate now and give towards your client, which is fucking awesome. Which is why we build businesses, right? And this means that the 20% personalization is only 1/5 of the work, which gives you the same leverage as in the beginning onboarding one client, right? Which gives you 5 out of 5, to now being able to onboard 5x the amount of clients at 1/5. 5 times. Fulfilling on this infrastructure here for the other part, which is already built, right? So now one client is the same amount of fulfillment than 5 clients, which gives you the amount of leverage that you need so you can scale the ceiling, so you can allow yourself to acquire more traffic, which allows you to scale the ceiling, which allows you to either, first of all, acquire more cash up front. Even if you don't get client results, you get at least more cash up front because your ceiling is higher, right? Second thing, the moment you learn and you understand how to fulfill properly is the moment you can get more cash flow, is the moment you can put more and allocate more towards scale and attention to extract more from the market, make more money, and instead of 30% reduction in leverage, 30% increasement in leverage. Does that make sense, guys? Hopefully this makes sense because this is what allowed me to scale my company from 15K to over 100K in cash, right? And that is why that offer is so important in combination with pricing and your messaging and the way you approach the market, right? The value that you extract and the value that you bring towards understanding how to, like, every single component of the business is streamlined together, right? So let's get back to this. The moment you run a consulting model, you get rich in the front end, you get rich extremely quick. You collect 50K cash in the second month, which is extremely doable with this model, right? But now, how do we sustain that? We make 50K, and now clients leave after 4 months. We don't have cash anymore. The thing that you want to do, you can get them you can get them in as a customer or a client from the start, and then ultimately they'll become a partner, right? So what do you do after? You say, you know what, John? Listen, I worked with you for 4 months. You got a decent amount of results. I see that you're doing great, right? What problem do you struggle with right now? Yeah. Oh, I saw this other guy coming up that I'm probably going to join because he is an appointment setting service. And I just got the content service from you, and I really like it and I really enjoy it, for example, right? But I do now need more appointments, right? Cool. No problem, John. I like that. That makes complete sense. So tell me, what's the exact problem within the appointments? John says, yeah, so like what I basically need is I need a better system that can book me predictably appointments within the backend on a complete automated structure, right? With outbound, with setters. No problem, John. Let's go to our distribution. Let's go to our next departments that we have built within our company, right? So now the delivery mechanism allows us to build multiple variables of services within our infrastructure, because this is our infrastructure. Not only this, right? So that is extremely important to understand. So now we say, John, don't worry. We have an entire pool of setters ready to be implemented within your ecosystem, right? That can fulfill, that can be automated, that can be replaced. And this is how you build that infrastructure and how you leverage that agency model in the backend to increase the LTV, guys, to build an ascension process that lasts for a lifetime. Ascension process that lasts for a lifetime, which is absolutely awesome because that is the thing that we need. So first of all, you increase the front-end revenue by a ridiculous amount. The second part, you increase the LTV because you have a main offer that you acquire, that you market, right? For example, here, boom, main offer. It's completely shining. It's shining. It's in the spotlight. People see this. The entire market sees this, right? They want to get it that bad. They want to get it that bad. Everybody wants this, right? So now, from now on, listen, cool. We have this, but nobody sees the departments that we can send them to, right? And even on a sales call, we can acquire and we can leverage these departments, which gives us leverage, right? Because clients feel the most safe the moment they understand and they have the feeling they can work with you for years. Hopefully this makes sense, guys, right? Hopefully this makes a lot of sense. And this is the way you can also combine this structure, this model, right? Because you can run a done for you offer, you can run a done with you offer, which is both fine and which both works, but you gotta have the right leverage. I want you to understand this, okay? As you can see here, I booked 27 appointments, right? With my agency, we collected 20K, as you can see here. The 9th of July to the 9th of August last year, this is exactly a little bit over a year ago. Then I scaled to 83K a month later. A month later. This is 4 times. This is around 90K US. Look at the appointments that I had. Completed 21. 5 scheduled, 5 canceled. 4 rescheduled, 7 canceled. Same amount of appointments. Okay, so here it comes. Now I want you to listen. It's different input, same leverage, right? A similar amount of results, but way more leverage, right? The result is the same, 21 appointments. But my entire front end was structured better. My offer was better. My model was structured better, which allows me to attract and maintain the amount of appointments, but which allowed me to increase the cash collected significantly. 4x. You know how much more money 60,000 euros is? 63 per month. That is an extra 60K times 12. How much is that? That's 720K a year. That is 800K US extra. By just making sure that the front end, by making sure that this entire component is optimized. Do you understand? Now we're booking, as you can see here, 75 calls, the 25th of October, 25th of November, right now, this month. And that's fucking crazy, right? That is 75 appointments. And we collected 140K in November, which is ridiculous, which is absolutely ridiculous, guys. Okay? Hopefully this opened your eyes a little bit more, guys, because the entire thing that we want is we want to be able to make more cash, but not always working more. As I said, we want to drive a Porsche in our early days. We don't want to drive a Porsche the moment we're 55 years old. What is the point of experiencing life to its fullest the moment you have half of the energy than the moment that you're 25? Right? Like my belief, in my honest opinion, like we built for our future. But I don't want to build for my future only. I want to be able to build for my future and live the fucking life I want. Right now, today, tomorrow. I need cash tomorrow, right? I need $1 million a month business in a half year and a year from now. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that is the fucking thing. We always say like, oh yeah, work-life balance. Do we need to work now so we can chill later? No, we want both. I want a Porsche right now and I want to be able to provide for my family later on. I want both of them, right? So the only way that's possible is by creating the right leverage, guys. Because life is good, but you got to make it good yourself. Hopefully this video gave you a little bit more clarity on how to scale your company. If you need any help, reach out to me, book in a call in the description. We scale offers. We productize their entire system, right? We build an infrastructure that can sustain 6 figures a month in income, in cash flow constantly. We optimize the leveraged acquisition, direct sources, indirect sources, ads, acquisition, email sequences, every single thing that you need to profit over $100,000 a month in cash, okay? That's what we do. Book a call with me in the description. Whenever you have any questions, let me know. We have insane client results. As I told you, Carlos, 0 to 200K a month in 6 months. You can check it on this main channel. Nik Setting testimonials for another 30 testimonials. I work one-on-one with my clients, which is mainly the reason why this is so beneficial. Productize your services, guys. Don't be a commodity. Don't be like everybody else. Don't be like everybody else. The moment you're like everybody else is the moment you get the same results that everybody else gets. The moment you are unique is the moment you get what the top 1% gets. See you later. Ciao, ciao.